What if I told you that if you're watching this right now, it is no accident? The universe has guided you here, whispering through the invisible threads of destiny that something extraordinary awaits. Every challenge you've faced, every moment of doubt, every unexpected twist in your journey has been preparing you for this very alignment. The energy surrounding you is ripe for breakthroughs, abundance, and the realization of dreams you may have long thought were distant. Have you ever paused and wondered why certain patterns keep appearing in your life? Perhaps you notice repeated numbers on receipts, clocks, or license plates, small coincidences that tug at your awareness. These are not random. They are signals, vibrational nudges from the universe, encouraging you to tune in to the flow of opportunity, insight, and transformation that surrounds you every day. The universe communicates in subtle ways, often guiding us through synchronicities and signs we may otherwise overlook. If you have felt drawn here, it is a call to awaken, to open your heart to the potential around you, and to step forward with clarity, intention, and courage. These messages are whispers of encouragement, reminders that the life you desire is aligning quietly behind the scenes. In the quiet spaces between thought and action, the universe reveals its plans. It invites you to pause and reflect. Are your goals aligned with your deepest values? Are you ready to take inspired steps toward a life of fulfillment, prosperity, and balance? This is the moment to cultivate awareness and prepare for the doors that are about to open. As you journey through this guidance, keep your mind and heart open to the signs, symbols, and energies that appear. Each gentle nudge, every repeated pattern, is a subtle alignment with your higher purpose. And remember, the path to abundance and growth is not always loud or obvious. It often arrives softly, requiring patience, intuition, and trust. Reflect now. How attuned are you to the signs the universe is sending? Are you ready to step into a rhythm where opportunity flows effortlessly and your intentions manifest with clarity and purpose? This is your awakening, your invitation to move forward consciously and embrace the energies that will transform your life. Number 21. The divine circle of renewal and awakening. There's a rare beauty in the number 21, an energy that hums softly with rebirth, creativity, and divine balance. In the silent rhythm of the cosmos, 21 symbolizes the closing of one sacred cycle and the awakening of another. It's the whisper before transformation, the bridge between endings and new beginnings. Whenever 21 appears before you, on the clock at 21:21, in dates, totals, or patterns, it's not coincidence. It's the universe reminding you that change isn't loss, it's evolution. In Buddhist numerology, the 2 represents harmony, patience, and cooperation, the calm of duality working in balance. The one that follows stands for creation, individuality, and divine spark. Together, they blend into a spiritual rhythm where balance births innovation, and endings give rise to new beginnings. This number invites you to harmonize your external world with your inner truth, to ensure that what you pursue reflects who you've truly become. Think of the prophecies of Baba Vanga and the coded verses of Nostradamus. Both spoke of times when humanity would rediscover wisdom, not through chaos, but through awakening. Number 21 carries that very vibration. The rebirth of inner wisdom after confusion, clarity after silence. It asks you to look within and ask, what have I outgrown? And what is waiting quietly for me to embrace it? When 21 walks beside you, it is a message that the universe is aligning your path with new connections, opportunities, and purpose. But before you move forward, it asks you to pause and release the past with grace. Just as the lotus blooms only after sinking its roots in muddy waters, your soul too must release what no longer nourishes it to rise into its next form. Here is a sacred practice for number 21. As the sun rises, close your eyes and breathe deeply 3 times. On each exhale, whisper softly, I release, I forgive, I am ready. Let these words flow through your body as a vibration of freedom. In that silence, Imagine light spiraling around you, the golden energy of renewal preparing you for your next chapter. The energy of 21 does not rush. It unfolds naturally, like dawn breaking after a long night. It tells you that you are standing at the threshold of something sacred, a season of alignment where what you've dreamed will begin to take shape. But the key is awareness. When your choices reflect your higher wisdom, life begins to dance with you instead of against you. So pause, breathe, and ask yourself, am I resisting change, or am I ready to let my next beginning find me? The sacred number 18, the path of karmic illumination. The vibration of 18 moves like an ancient river, deep, mysterious, and filled with echoes from lives long past. It is a number woven from the threads of karma, where every choice becomes a mirror and every action a teacher. In Buddhist numerology, 18 holds the resonance of inner awakening, the merging of the spiritual and material, the dance between the soul's purity and the world's illusion. It tells us that nothing we experience is random. All is a reflection of our soul's unspoken agreements, made long before our birth. When this number enters your path, it asks you to pause and listen, not to the noise of the world, but to the quiet pulse beneath your heart. For 18 carries the wisdom of transformation through self-awareness. It often arrives in times of testing, when the universe gently shakes the foundations of your comfort to reveal what must evolve. It whispers that suffering, when embraced with understanding, becomes sacred fuel for enlightenment. As the Buddha once said, pain is certain, but suffering is optional. In the deeper symbolism of 18, the 1 and 8 form a sacred pair, 1 as the spark of divine creation, and 8 as the infinite loop of cause and effect. Together they speak of beginnings that carry the memory of endings, and endings that promise new dawns. It is the number of destiny unfolding through responsibility, for only when we face the consequences of our own patterns can true freedom begin. Mystics such as Baba Vanga and Nostradamus often described visions where cycles of humanity turned upon themselves, returning to balance through struggle. They understood the law of 18, that light and shadow exist not in opposition, but in sacred partnership. Without the night, the stars could never be seen. Without trials, the spirit could never grow wings. This is the cosmic truth, hidden within the number's core. To walk under the vibration of 18 is to embrace your own alchemy, to turn fear into faith, wounds into wisdom, and endings into luminous beginnings. It is to understand that forgiveness is not weakness, but strength refined through compassion. When you choose to heal, you break ancient patterns, not only for yourself, but for all who came before you. So, pause for a moment and ask yourself, what karmic weight are you ready to set free? What lesson is quietly asking to be learned, not with your mind, but with your heart wide open? Number 36, the vibration of creativity, responsibility, and manifestation. Number 36 carries a deeply transformative energy that blends creativity with practical responsibility. It is a number that reminds you that ideas alone are not enough. They must be paired with dedication, discipline, and thoughtful action to truly manifest their potential. The universe is signaling that now is the time to channel your talents into tangible results. In numerology, 3 represents creativity, communication, and joy, while 6 resonates with responsibility, harmony, and nurturing energy. Together in 36, these vibrations encourage you to express your gifts while remaining grounded in purpose. Abundance flows when imagination meets structure, when inspiration is paired with mindful effort. This number teaches that manifestation requires both vision and stability. Baba Vanga often emphasized that opportunities appear in subtle forms to those who observe carefully and act wisely, while Nostradamus spoke of cycles where disciplined creativity leads to transformative outcomes. Number 36 resonates with this principle, reminding you that balance between inspiration and responsibility is key to long-lasting success. To connect with 36, take a moment each day to focus on a creative project, goal, or intention. Visualize the outcome while planning practical steps to bring it into reality. Use affirmations such as, "I channel my creativity into purposeful action, attracting abundance and fulfillment." This aligns your energy with the vibrations of 36, activating both insight and manifestation. The shape of the digits also carries symbolic meaning. 3 flows outward, representing expansion and expression, while 6 curls inward, signifying grounding, care, and balance. Together they form a cycle of giving and receiving, of inspiration met with practical care. When this number appears, it is a reminder that your creative contributions have power, but only when nurtured and applied with integrity. Pause and reflect. Are you allowing your creativity to flow freely, or are you holding back out of fear or hesitation? Number 36 invites you to embrace your gifts fully, act with responsibility, and trust that the universe supports your efforts when they are aligned with both heart and mind. The sacred number 9, the completion of the soul's circle in the language of the cosmos. The number 9 stands as the symbol of divine completion, the final note before silence, the breath before renewal. It is the number of endings that are not truly ends, but graceful returns to beginnings unseen. In Buddhist wisdom, the number 9 carries the vibration of detachment and compassion. It teaches us that to hold everything lightly is to be free. It whispers, "Do not cling, for what leaves your hands was never meant to stay, and what remains will always find its way back to you." Those who walk under the vibration of 9 often feel life's edges more deeply than others. They experience love not as possession but as presence, fleeting yet eternal. This number calls the old souls, the wanderers who have walked through many forms of existence, carrying lessons carved from lifetimes of both joy and loss. It teaches that every heartbreak is sacred, every farewell a quiet initiation into wisdom. Just as a candle burns itself away to bring light, so too does 9 remind us that surrender is the purest form of love. In the teachings of karma, 9 holds the power of resolution. It gathers all the scattered threads of past actions and weaves them into a single tapestry of understanding. When this number appears in your path, it asks you to forgive, not because others deserve it, but because your soul does. It is the energy of closure, the sacred act of placing flowers on the graves of what once was, bowing in gratitude before walking onward, unburdened. Even the great seers, Nostradamus, Baba Vanga, and others who glimpsed beyond the veil, spoke of cycles that close in 9s, as if the universe itself breathes through that rhythm. They saw how humanity evolves in spirals, not lines, each round bringing us closer to awakening. Number 9, therefore, is both an ending and a rebirth, a silent bridge between what has been learned and what is yet to come. When the number 9 visits your life, ask yourself not what you must gain, but what you are ready to release. What grief is still folded in the corners of your heart? What truth have you resisted, though it softly knocks at your door? In letting go, you do not lose. You simply make space for the soul to breathe again. For in every ending there hides the light of an unseen beginning. Tell me, wanderer, what chapter is your spirit finally ready to close, so that the next may rise in peace? The sacred number 77. The frequency of mastery and spiritual insight. Number 77 resonates with a rare and powerful energy, one that amplifies spiritual insight and personal mastery. It is not a number that whispers, it calls with the weight of cosmic authority, yet always with a subtle guiding hand. When 77 appears in your life, it signals a threshold, a moment where inner wisdom meets outer opportunity, and where the lessons you've learned begin to manifest as tangible growth and clarity. The repeated 7 doubles the sacred energy of intuition, introspection, and alignment with higher purpose. 7 has long been recognized in numerology as a number of spiritual awakening, reflection, and deep understanding. In its double form, 77 intensifies this vibration, urging you to look beyond the obvious, to seek truths that lie hidden beneath surface appearances. This number is a reminder that mastery is not external. It is cultivated through patience, self-discipline, and the conscious alignment of your thoughts, actions, and intentions. Baba Vanga and Nostradamus often spoke of cycles of awakening and revelation, moments when humanity collectively receives subtle signs, patterns, or frequencies that alter perception and guide destiny. The energy of 77 mirrors this principle. It is the cosmic encouragement to refine your awareness, embrace inner wisdom, and trust in the unfolding of your journey. Those who resonate with 77 are often at pivotal crossroads, asked to act with discernment, clarity, and spiritual courage. When 77 enters your awareness, pay attention to recurring symbols, dreams, or moments of insight. These are not coincidences. They are invitations from the universe to awaken fully to your potential. This number carries the frequency of mastery over self and circumstance, reminding you that the more you cultivate awareness, the more the universe mirrors that growth with opportunities that align perfectly with your highest path. To honor the energy of 77, take time for reflective practice. Meditate on one question: where in my life can I align more deeply with wisdom, clarity, and purpose? As you breathe and focus, visualize your intentions being guided and supported by unseen forces, flowing naturally toward manifestation. This alignment strengthens your inner compass, enabling decisions that are both intuitive and grounded. Consider this: are you listening to the subtle guidance that comes from within, or are distractions clouding your path? Number 77 asks you to recognize the sacred intersection of inner knowledge and outer reality, urging you to trust the unseen currents that carry you toward fulfillment. Its presence is a call to awaken, to rise in mastery, and to embrace the deeper rhythms of your spiritual and material life. In the quiet that follows every revelation, there is always a return to stillness. The path of awakening is not a destination but a rhythm, a breath that expands and contracts through each season of the soul. We come to learn that every rise has a fall, and every fall is but a return to grace. Life moves not in straight lines but in sacred circles, carrying us through the lessons we are destined to meet, until we finally learn to walk them with peace instead of fear. As the old dissolves into the unseen, the new begins to hum beneath the surface of our days. The universe is not asking you to rush forward, it only asks that you listen. Listen to the quiet spaces between your thoughts, the invisible whispers between each heartbeat, the pauses that remind you of your eternal connection with the whole. That is where the sacred voice lives, not in thunder, but in silence. Buddha once said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." These words remain an eternal compass for those who wander through uncertainty. When you return inward, the outer world softens. The chaos that once felt unbearable becomes a teacher. The losses that once ached become doorways to something luminous and unseen. This is the way of all things, a return to the self that has always been watching quietly from within. As the wheel of destiny continues to turn, remember that you are not separate from the cosmos you seek. The same light that moves the stars moves through your veins. The same intelligence that guides the oceans shapes the path beneath your feet. When you surrender to this truth, fear fades, and clarity rises like dawn through mist. So as you leave this space tonight, carry with you not answers, but awareness. Let your heart remain open to the gentle rhythms of change, for each ending conceals a beginning dressed in silence, and in that silence, something ancient and eternal is always whispering, "You are ready." Tell me, dear listener, what lesson is quietly unfolding for you beneath the stillness of your own becoming?